that I'll go over to
Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's me and Miss Lisa today. All the rest of them decided not to join us, but I am going to be doing some gel printing. And Miss Lisa, I don't know what she's got going on, but I'm sure she's got something.
Yes, I do. I've got a couple of little small journals that I need to finish out. I've already got them cut. They were made from a calendar, and I've gel plated all the pages, and I've already binded. So I'm ready to rock and roll with it.
I like that binding. Let's talk about that binding for a little bit before I get going here. Let's talk about that binding. How did you
This
bind that?
binding, I don't remember what it's called, but it's one I learned from Kim, Canadian Kim, and you just go in from the back, you pull it over the top of the page, and then you basically thread it through your looped piece of embroidery thread. And it makes like a chain stitch on it that's really pretty. And it
Okay,
also allows your pages to fully open
I
so that
like
you
that
can
idea.
open it and lay down. It's not tight, it's not too tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, when I finish this, I will most likely put lace or some kind of binding on the back of it. You won't
Oh,
actually see it.
mm-hmm.
So
Well,
if
I
it's
think it's
not
cute just
perfect, it
as it
doesn't
is.
matter.
I think
But
it's cute as it is. I
we'll
really
see.
do.
We'll see how it looks and how
Mm-hmm.
full it gets. And that way I'll know whether I need to, go ahead and put that on just to give it a little extra security.
Little extra,
But
yeah.
that's what I'm going to work on.
Well, it sounds great. Let's go get after it then, girl.
All right. My plan right now is to use stamps. I'm going to use some stencils, and then I have my small flowers. And if you haven't seen the video where I make these small flowers, they were made out of bad gel prints, and I
Mm.
just used doodles. So it was basically a grab and go project.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yes, that's
I
always
am
good for
using
us.
I am using metallics today. And I did not go in and let people know we were coming on. I figured that they're used to us coming on. They can just know we're here. I actually
True,
went.
there is
I
that.
went and took a nap and didn't wake up until just now.
Well, I knew you took a nap, so it's okay. I knew you took naps.
Yeah, I fell asleep before we got going this afternoon, so
Yeah,
I was
you
afraid I was
you
going to
wake
sleep
up real
straight
early,
through.
don't you?
I just got up from it. I laid down about 1:30. Well, I don't know.
Well, I know for me, if I don't ever lay down, but now yesterday I was very tempted to because I just was so drug out, but it's because I'm on antibiotics.
Yeah,
And as soon as I took that first dose, within about 3 hours, it's like, okay, I need to sleep.
yeah.
But I fought it and said, no, I don't want to sleep. I told myself, it's okay. I'll tell you what you can do. You can go upstairs and you can rest just a bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, I've got the YouTube open in the chat too, so I can keep an eye on that.
Okay, it's good. Good, 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 good.
All right, now we're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this off because that's what I'm wanting. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I've been thinking about this and trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, and I thought I'm gonna put a little of both. I'm gonna use stamps and stencils, and I've got
Mm-hmm.
these little stencils with flowers on them, so I thought I'd put a little bit in the background, just very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And I use pretty bold colors, but on this I'm gonna use like a little pastel, some pastels I've
Yeah.
got. I think it
Well,
might
I just
actually
thought
come
about it,
out.
and I'm not going. Ding dong! You need to get some acrylics out because you cannot pull with metallics.
No, it doesn't usually lift up very
It doesn't.
good.
It just doesn't work out at all.
Isn't it
Right.
funny how your brain works backwards? I mean,
Mhm.
I kind of chuckle about it sometimes. It's almost like it works backwards. You know, when I'm thinking one thing, my brain sits somewhere else sometimes.
Well,
Not so good.
I think I'm gonna go with this zinc on this. It's not metallic, so it should be okay. Just acrylic. That white over there. I don't know if that.
And if you're watching this on the replay, don't try to find my brush that I'm using. It's short and stubby, and it was actually a cosmetic brush that one of my girls was going to throw out. But it really, really works well when you're just trying to really stencil on just a little bit of paint with a
Mm.
stencil. It has just enough bristles and just enough area of coverage to smooth the paint.
Is it like a dry brush?
It
Top.
really is. It does not hold very much in it at all, and it has
Hmm.
worked like a dry brush. So
That's
I'm
good.
pleased
I
about
love those
that.
things.
You just don't. I mean, you can buy them all day long, but until you just wear one out,
Yep.
they just it's something about when those bristles start breaking, getting stiff and breaking off that you get your
Hmm.
best tips for that. I should have sat down with some tape. I know I should have done that. Let me get
Ooh,
some.
this gold was not dry. I thought it was dry. It wasn't at all. That's okay. It didn't smear but a little bit.
I'm sitting here reaching where my washi tape used to be, and
Hmm.
I don't know if you followed along, but one of my neighbors passed away, and she was
Hmm.
a big scrapbooker. And her
Yeah.
daughter and son-in-law, I was talking to him after she passed, and I said, "Well, I know she's got a craft room full of stuff that she said is yours." I said, "I'm looking for these items," and so when they were going through stuff, when they got to the craft room, they let me come up one Saturday and get anything I wanted.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I felt very blessed. So I've got boxes, like several boxes of washi tape now.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab them because I definitely could take these stencils down and save myself some trouble here messing up.
Ooh, not bad. Not a bad pull.
Yeah, here's one of them. Can you
Oh,
see it
that's
with
nice.
that's one case, and I moved mine into this because I just hadn't made a box to put them in because I didn't have enough to worry about.
Yeah.
And then I have these. Some of them are extremely narrow, but I definitely will enjoy using them.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's his
And
first pull for honeycomb.
all right,
It turned out pretty good. Let's try something else. Let me see if I can't get a second pull off this. Let's try some white. This gold.
I bought a set of napkins and placemats last
Mhm.
year, and they
Yeah.
are all cotton. And every time I put them on the table, I have to iron them. And if anything
Mm.
gets on them, they're messy. So I have decided that I'm gonna make a journal out of one. Would you like a napkin and a placemat that you can cut up and use?
Sure.
I mean, I'm thinking using the placemat for the cover.
Why
But if
don't
you're
you? That's
but
exactly
if
what you
you're
ought to do
doing a
for this
big one,
place.
I'll send that to you.
No, you use those bad boys.
No, I've got more than I need because I
Hey,
bought four of
Cindy.
them. I bought four. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. For sure.
Hmm.
All right, we need some green now that we got tape. I don't think I have a pastel green, but I can make one. Oh, didn't need that much.
Hmm. A little bit more off the shadow of the honeycomb pattern. I'm going to do that again. Get as much as I can get of this pattern. So I'm going to go after it again. I'm going to use a different color gold though. Use the champagne.
Champagne sounds pretty.
A champagne. I've got like 4 different colors of gold. I've got glorious gold, champagne gold, splendid gold. What else do I have? Rose gold.
If I'm looking on YouTube, I'm not seeing anything happening other than my screen that we had when we started.
Yeah, how weird.
Is it something on my end?
It may be on my end because I don't have YouTube up.
Okay.
I mean, I saw Cindy come in.
Yeah, I see it changing on. Yeah, it says that everybody can see and hear me, so maybe I need to refresh my YouTube is what I need to refresh.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. I just needed to refresh. I had gotten on it too early, I guess. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, that did pretty good. Put that in my dirty water jar. Because it is dirty, I tell you it is. And I've got my little flowers, and I'm going to pull some of those out too. So I made myself a scrapbook for them
Mm-hmm.
with different sizes.
Yeah. Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, I thought that might help me with, kind of eliminating looking for something that's not going to be. At first I thought I would just store them all together, and then I
Yeah.
decided, no, I don't think that's going to work for me. So
Yeah. Just dry a little more.
hold on just a moment.
No problem.
Yes.
You hear us? You can hear us even? That's cool. I didn't let anybody know we were coming on, Cindy. I was just like, I went and laid down, took a nap, and I'm lucky I got here in time. I'm not going to put this on here until I make sure this stuff is dry. Because I put it on last time and it wasn't quite dry yet. The joys of waiting for paint to dry. Let's see if this is ready to go. Spread this out a little more than I did last time. A little more to work with. Maybe put some more in the center here. There we go. Maybe let it dry too much because it's peeling off.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Sorry about that. Family
Huh?
communication. I said, had to step away for family communication.
I can understand that.
I said I was stepping away to communicate with my family.
Yep. Gotta do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's hot, hot as Hades outside. So he was
Oh
letting me.
goodness.
He's got to go out and mow today because we got stuff we got to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
This was a calendar from a couple of years ago, and it had a black
Yeah.
background on the top of each page, and I
Mhm.
thought it looked really neat. So I
Yeah.
saved it, and I had cut it into card sized pieces, and I'd been trying to go through stuff, and it's like you're not using this stuff, and that's when I
Yeah.
decided to make little books, to put on one
Yeah.
table. We When we do our conference, we do one table has just not very most of the stuff that's on the table is under $25. Some of it might be a little more. People bring crafts and all kinds of stuff to donate, and that's what this is going to go on this time. Instead of putting the big journal that everybody fights over,
Yeah.
and I thought maybe at least then I can see how much money it brings instead of
Yeah.
just leaving it to chance as to how many people. That the bag's always full of tickets. We sell the
Yeah.
tickets for $1 a piece, so that really encourages people to do it. And then it's just a drawing, so it's random.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That gives
Yeah,
anybody a chance.
it does. It does. And with the stuff that is with silent auction, that's a whole different ball game. I mean, people,
Mhm. Your silent auction can get expensive.
it can. I try to start stuff at a fair price
Yeah.
and not go over, but sometimes I've had to adjust because I've misjudged, what it's going to take to get it done.
Yeah.
Cindy, we're glad you're here.
At least we have one
Definitely.
person. This is my fault, Lisa, because I didn't advertise. I didn't do nothing.
Well, I agree with you though. I mean, it's your regular day, and if you're not going
Yeah.
to do it, you usually say, "Hey, I'm not going to be on today."
Yeah. I usually
So,
leave a message and say, hey, the only thing that I was afraid of is that I was going to oversleep. And that was going to be the end of it. Lisa will be on here going, where is that Michelle at?
well, I did get it on a little bit early, and I'm glad because my computer had done an update and logged me out of everything. So I had to kind of, set things back up, sign back into everything, and that does happen from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't signed into Facebook, so I couldn't copy the link and get to it. So I had to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
You never know
I
what you're
can
going to be
understand
doing.
that. Oh, Teresa says she's not here.
She's not
Teresa,
here.
yeah, that's what she said. She goes, I'm not here. That's okay, Teresa. You just not be here.
Teresa, I hadn't seen or heard you in a while. I hope you're okay. I see your name pop up every once in a while, but I'm not always watching from my phone or my tablet so that I can comment. Sometimes I'm watching from something else. I don't know how hot it is here, but it's pretty steamy. It was steamy enough that after we had to pick our '57 Chevy up today, and when we got back, I looked at the yard and I knew I was going to have to pick up sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm on that antibiotic, it says not to get out in the sun. So I decided that instead of walking the yard and picking up sticks, I would ride the lawnmower, and I put a bucket and got my grabber. So I
I can
just tried
understand
to.
that.
It got it done. It might not have been the best way to do it, but it worked.
Hmm. Well, Miss Teresa's gonna be at the balcony.
Teresa, it's okay if you want to go to the balcony. Hey, you're number one in chat. Go,
It's true.
Teresa, go. That's a nice place to be. Number one.
Hmm. Come on, Red. Let's do something here. Drawing would be a good idea. Not yet.
Are
Usually
y'all dealing
metallic.
with? Are you dealing with the heat and humidity right now, Michelle?
Not as bad, but then again, I don't go outside.
I'd live outside if I could.
Mm-mm. No, I don't go
Maybe like
outside.
some
So I leave that to other people.
here. Well, your husband's probably been staying inside because I mean, heat and shingles don't mix. That's for sure.
Mhm. Well, it's funny because he's healed from it and everything, but there's still blotches, like where it was.
Yeah, and it'll take a while. Does he have any of the nerve pain left, or is it gone?
No, every once in a while he didn't get the pain like everybody's been talking because he never had chicken pox, so he is not getting the pain.
Well, he was lucky. That's
Ooh,
that's what I felt first was the nerve pain.
yeah. Ooh, Cindy says it's set 97 here with a heat index of 109.
Oh, Cindy, my
Mm,
friend,
it's
I
just
hope
bad.
you are staying cool.
Hmm.
Let's see. Let's see what it is here.
Find another car to pick up with. I've been picking it up with the sink, and I don't want to.
It says it's only 86, but it feels like 95. And we're showing 18% humidity, but you could just about cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
It was so humid the other day, I couldn't hardly breathe outside. It was too bad. Just wasn't working for me.
Hey, Lenore, how you doing? Nice to see you. Cindy says that they're having a church picnic Sunday and it's supposed to be 100 degrees out there regular time. Humidity.
I hope that y'all have good shelters or a
Really?
cool place for people to be, because that's getting on up there in the heat.
Yeah, it is. I can't be
Definitely don't
dealing with
want to
it.
see any people passing out. Sorry, I bumped you folks.
It's
Lenore,
okay.
is it Lenore or Leonore? I'm in the South. We say it both ways.
Yeah, I know too because I have a girlfriend in high school that was her name was Lenore. So I just automatically, that's what it was.
Okay. Well, I'm not real sure, so I guess we'll find out. Maybe she'll let us
Um,
know.
I'm saying it right.
Okay, good.
Hmm. I'm sure Ed Peyton and me are not getting along. I'll turn a fan on if it starts acting this, if it's not going to dry. Because usually this
I
metallic's
know.
dry quick.
I did mean to get a fan out before I sat down because it was stuffy up here yesterday, but it's not stuffy right now.
Well, usually these metallics will dry quick, and they're just not drying as quick as they usually do. It's quite annoying. If I didn't want this mess to dry this quick, it would.
Ooh, that
It
butterfly
would.
looks like it was made to go right there. It
Sure
got left out.
does.
It sure does. That's gonna be just drop it on down there for me.
Cindy has decided her sewing machine is possessed. She's positive of it.
Oh, that's funny, Cindy. What's it doing? Have you brushed it out? Have you vacuumed it out? Have you
Talk to her
um,
pretty to it.
oiled it? Said pretty please. I don't have time for this. Oh no, it can't go cockeyed. Nope, 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 nope. No, don't do that. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's where you need to be.
here, a little there, a little here. Maybe too much paint, but that's okay.
I'm using the matte medium, the clear matte medium on this
Mhm.
because I want to be able to mark over it with my Sharpie, my fine line Sharpie. So
Mhm.
that should allow me to be able to do that.
Cindy, your tension's too tight. If that thread is breaking your needle, either that's the fabric you're working on with too. I don't know what you're working with.
Um, Sandy, I got a hold of a bad spool of thread.
I did too.
It had like, I mean, most of the thread I use is old because it was my mom's or my mother-in-law's or my grandmother's. You know, I get it out, and if it starts breaking like that, I just change my thread immediately because I've noticed that I may see it occasionally. I may see like little threads that don't quite look like they need to, and that's how I figured it out, that it was the thread breaking and not the tension.
Yeah, that's what Miss Teresa was saying too, that it could be old thread. She said she
Well,
has it at a normal range of 4 or 6.
I know the thread that my mom would buy was the stuff that she would buy those large spools for her
Mm-hmm.
serger, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to use the serger. So rather than letting that thread go bad, I've been using it on my machine, and it does work okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It
use it on
doesn't
my
seem to be a
too.
problem, so I'm trying to, you know, enjoy it like that. I just can't see that stuff is kind of expensive. I priced it in the stores, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna let all this stuff go bad. It's cost too much to be
Mm-hmm.
playing around and not use it like it needs to be. So there's no need for me to go and buy thread when I've got tubs and tubs of it. I really should give some away, but at this point, some of it would not be useful for anybody. It's just junk thread.
Yeah.
I might get away with a little bit of hand sewing with it, but that's about it. And then my stepfather also had thread, so all that came to my house. When he passed, you know, and my mom got to where she couldn't do, all that stuff came to my house.
Oh, Miss Lisa, check out the grunge.
Ooh, that's
I mean,
looking
it is
good.
grungy. It just pulled off that side.
I love
So
it.
I
I
like
love
that.
it when you see that. That is so good. Very, very good.
What's this
I'm gonna
dry?
let
Because I
that
put a
dry
little
before I try to do antlers.
yeah, because I put too much paint on that.
What you sewing, by the way, Cindy? What are you making today?
Yeah, we want inquiring minds want to know.
We're nosy. You gotta tell us. You're
Now you
so
got us
nosy.
questioning. Fabric ATC. Yeah, I should have known that's what you were after. Girl, I sat there in my living room yesterday with all the fabric ATCs I'd sewn up, and then I was putting clusters on the front of them. So I don't know how many. I've got probably 25 or 30 of them now.
Oh wow.
But once you get going with with just getting the fronts and backs together,
Yeah.
the ATCs, they go real quick. They just go.
Let's. I haven't tried out these little stamps. This whole little set that's sitting here,
Hmm.
um, it came from. It would have been at Joann's, but I found it at Ollie's and paid $1 for this whole set, and it came with three different little ink pads. And for a
Yeah,
dollar, that's crazy.
yeah.
I just opened it. I hadn't tried it yet. We'll see if it's worth $1. I mean, if any of the stamps work, it's worth $1.
This is true.
Okay, that's not showing up on there. Let me see if my black does. Yeah. So the little pads may be dried up, but that's okay. That doesn't mean they can't be used because I
That
think I
doesn't
could
mean
add some water.
that stamp isn't good.
Yeah, this stamp's really cute.
Ah, come on, stencil, peel up here. Quit getting me having to dig it out with my finger.
Oh yeah, it's as dry as it can be. That I'll just take some distilled water or some
Good.
alcohol and put on that pad and see if that reactivates it. That might work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going pretty easy so far.
Oh, it's my fault. The ATCs in your machine acting up is my fault. Okay. I see. I see how it's going today. I
Eh,
see where we're going. Yeah, I've sent to her two ATCs, and ever since then, it's been on.
I started sewing the other day. I had a whole big bucket of scraps, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
I've got to do something with these scraps. So I used these receipt tapes from stores, and I started sewing fabric on them. And I sat there for 2 hours sewing these little teeny tiny pieces. I thought I must be insane.
People would think we are half the stuff we do.
Well, I mean, they'll make good material to use for something. I don't know. It's not like I have something particularly in mind for it as of right now, but that's okay
Well,
too.
you could make tags, you could make anything out of it.
I left it sitting over on the sewing machine. I didn't even bring it over this way yet. It's like, okay, whatever.
Right there.
I think when I put these out, I'm gonna make it to where I can put a little place for a pocket to put a gel pen in. That will.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna put a white one and a black one in each one
yeah.
to kind of
That
give
goes
it a
down.
little
This room is getting
extra
hot.
something.
Ooh, this fan will make that paint dry quick. Push that back out there so y'all can see it.
I brought some foil over here. Let me see if I can find a piece of foil that might look good on that. Ooh, I see it already.
See.
If you get tired of blaming Michelle, you can always blame me. I always get blamed for stuff.
That's okay. Cindy's saying, Teresa's saying that Cindy loves me. That's why she's doing what I was doing. And she says, sorry, I didn't say that. Hi, Cindy. Teresa coming in here starting stuff today.
Hey,
I'm going to get her.
look at this. Look what I've
What do
got.
you have on your scissors?
These were my mother's first ever pink and shears, and she
Uh-huh.
or my dad engraved her name on them. And they hurt her hands. So she
Yeah.
used some fabric that she made a robe out of, and it's still on there. It's worn, but it's still on there. And I pulled these out because I wanted to do some. I used some pink pieces, and I just about cried when I put my hands on them. I thought her hands were so tiny when she was a newlywed. But I remember her telling me that she wished for them for a long time. She wished she had some, and they had to save the money. That they had rent and all to pay, so they had to save money. And she
Yeah.
said she was counting pennies everywhere she went to save money for those pinking shears, and it just, I don't know, I got teary eyed.
Well, when you think about stuff like that, yeah.
But I mean, anytime I come to my craft room, it's like an emotional. It's like saying hi, mom.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know she would be proud that I'm using the stuff and that I didn't just let it go,
Just let it go.
all of it
Yeah.
go away. Yeah, she made sure that everybody knew. I mean, we were all working together to clean stuff up, but everybody knew what went in my pile.
Yeah. They had to do anything with any craft, anything. I'm
any
sure it would.
any crafting material, fabric, or sewing supplies, they were all to come to me. And she had given me her sewing machine probably about 4 years before she died because she was in a lot of pain and she thought
Yeah.
she was dying, but she wasn't dying. She just needed some calcium.
Mhm.
I mean, but she just got to where it wasn't fun no more, and she says, "Go ahead and take that home with you." But she had written my name on it a long time ago with a Sharpie, and I thought, that's going to be there forever.
Mhm.
But that's okay. I mean, I think worse things could have happened.
Mhm. This is true. It's metallic. Where's gold? Where's my other one? Mhm.
What color should I do this one? This flower? Should I do it orange, maybe, or
Go for it,
yellow?
girl. Wait a minute. Miss C says I told my mama if she quilts, she wants my brother or his kids to have. She's better give them to him now because I only give them what I say they can have.
Well, I mean, honestly, when you get to a certain point in your life, I think it's okay to say, I don't need this anymore, and ask your kids, is this something that you would want? If so, let them have it and enjoy it right now. Don't
And
wait
don't put off wait until later on. I agree with you,
because,
Cindy.
if we had done things, I mean, if the way things worked out for us, we had moved into our house and we had been here about 3 years when Bill's first grandmother, his dad's mother, had to be moved to a facility.
Yeah.
She developed Alzheimer's and she couldn't live by herself. And so everything that was there needed to be rehomed. And she had a dining room table, a corner cabinet, china.
Mhm.
Um, she had a treadle sewing machine. And at the time, his sister did not need any of those things. She didn't have anywhere for them. So they all came here. And every time that my mom moved, more stuff came here. So by the
Mhm.
time my in-laws passed away, I mean, there was no way that we were taking anything big.
Mhm.
Everything was kind of small. We tried to keep it kind of small and simple because we just didn't have a place for it. The kids got some things that they wanted, but so far everything has stayed in storage, which is not exactly the best thing for it, but it's in a climate control.
Yeah.
But that's getting ready to change because they just sent me a notice saying it's going up again, and it's going up to a price I'm just refusing to pay. So
Yeah.
we're going to start cleaning that storage unit out. I mean, both of them are graduating next year, so hopefully, they'll have more permanent situations as far as where they're going to be
Yeah.
living. But for right now, we just take it a day at a time on that.
Oh, good night, Cindy. We're not talking about 4 or 5 quilts. My mama has probably over 100 quilts or quilt tops.
Cindy, I need to make a picture of I've got a quilt that my grandmother made, the quilt top for my mother and father when they got married. And I am looking for pieces to make repairs that are in a similar crazy quilt pattern. It was made out of flour bags. Your mom might have something that might closely match. And Darcy Sanders is going to check for me too. But Zoe has slept with this since she was probably 8 or 9, and it's got like 3 places that are just about shot. So I got to pass them.
I've got about 4 quilts. They're in rough, ragged shape. That were my grandmother and great grandmother and great great grandmother.
Oh, isn't it awesome to have stuff passed down that far? I love it.
One of them, my grandma made for my mom and dad, and the back is just ripped off of it. I think the front is okay, but that back is gone.
Well, that's the easiest part to replace. It's the front. When the front goes bad, you've got to figure out how to recreate the pattern.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, most of them were just blocks.
Teresa, we've told our children we're going to get rid of anything that they don't have interest in. I mean, when we start downsizing, which we have already started doing some, we're going to let them have what they want out of it, and then we're going to sell stuff that they do not have any interest in.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just can't. We're going to definitely be in a smaller place when we go to our next home. We will be in a smaller home, and we're not going to be able to keep all these things that have been family pieces if they're not going to be used.
It's not bad, a lot of grunge on it.
Well, you can rerun it.
I'm going to dry. I don't know if I'm using too much or I'm letting it dry too much or what. It's leaving grunge on my plate.
Well, that's a fun kind right there.
I know.
That's my favorite.
I know it's your favorite. You just like that.
I'm just like that. I am. I'm a mess.
I'm going to try and pick this up with a clean sheet of paper, just so I have it.
Grunge should have been my middle name instead of Diane. Every time I heard Lisa Diane, I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, they used my first name. I was in trouble. I knew it. They called Michelle. I was in for it.
Yeah,
I was Shelley growing up. So if I heard Michelle come out of their mouths, something was really wrong going on. You didn't pick nothing up with that.
Where does she keep all those quilts where does she keep all those quilts? That's a lot. Teresa, are you already scheduled for heart surgery, or you just know it's coming?
That's what I was just about to ask her, Lisa, was when that was going to happen.
I knew she was having tests done. The last time that I talked to her, she was having tests done, or that she was on when I was on.
So I can just do that.
Y'all yell at me if you see me coming out of the center, because I'm working on a piece of paper and not my mat that I can tell I'm off. And don't say it. I know I'm off centered all the time.
Cindy says that she keeps it under the bed in a big entertainment center and in a trunk in tubs.
I hope she has mothballs in the tubs. I mean, here, if I don't keep mothballs with the older stuff, I notice that, it can be problematic.
Teresa's saying that that's coming in September, October, November, or December. She's not sure. Her heart surgeon, she sees him again in September.
Okay, so okay.
You don't really know when it's going to be, is what she's telling us.
Hey, Teresa. I got the cutest journal from Teresa, and I have been meaning to do a flip through of it. But oddly enough, I'll have my computer downstairs and my camera hooks up upstairs. I got to get my stuff coordinated better.
Well, that silver picked up some of this gold, which is pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Yeah, looks really grungy. Really grungy. But that's there. That stencil.
Okay, that looks like it's dry. I'll put that between it just in case.
What do I have left?
If you hear a lawnmower in the background, it's my husband.
Well, if you hear banging and whatnot, my husband's in the bathrooms working on them. He's taking out. We have accordion doors on one of our bathrooms in the shower. He's taking them out and going to put a shower curtain up because the accordion doors are not working for me.
A shower curtain would make it so much easier for you, for sure.
So he's going to do that. Well, it's been like this for I don't know how many years.
But he didn't have time. Now he has time.
He was working, and now he has time, and and I've just been used to dealing with it, so I never even thought about doing something different.
Well, that's sweet. We're probably going to do, when we move, if we do not buy a house that's already built, one of the things that we're going to do is just have like a roll-in shower. Like they do at, transitional living.
Yes.
Because I think they call them European style showers for the most part. But I told him, I said, as many times as I've had to walk with a walker, we need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of a,
it's just something
eventually it will happen.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it will.
Yeah,
so that's what we're trying to be prepared for. And, some of the houses that we've looked at needed a whole revamping of the bathroom, which I don't care if that's the case, because then we can just go ahead and do what we need to do.
Then you can do what you wanted to begin with.
Yeah, I'll put handles in it and everything else, and be done with it. Handrails. Our shower's pretty easy. It's just a slight step up, and I do have a bench built in. But when I come up here, if I want to soak in a tub, I have to come upstairs. And I did put a portable handrail on it because I didn't want to have to mess up the tile. I didn't want to risk messing up the tile by putting the vertical rail on, the permanent rail.
Yeah.
The way this house was designed, it had the room that I'm in right now and the room downstairs. It had two masters in it.
Yeah.
On the original plan, an upstairs master and a downstairs master. And so we took the downstairs, of course. And for years and years and years, there was nobody but us. Eventually, we had children, thank goodness. You didn't think it was going to ever happen. We've given up.
Doretha's working on a Cindy journal for her from her Cindy mail.
Still want to do that? It's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Where'd you go? I think it's fun doing projects with Happy Mail.
Mm-hmm.
Doretha, the journal you sent me may very well be what I take with me to Texas for my personal use because it's a good size for that. I was trimming papers yesterday, and this was something that was left over, so came out of a Disney book. It was kind of like not a coloring book, but more of an activity book. But it had all these parchment pages, and I've used it a lot. I didn't pay probably. I don't think I paid a dime for it when I got it, which is pretty nice. It's nice to be able to get something very affordable.
Yeah.
That don't always happen. My desk is messy. I cannot lie.
She's glad you can use it, Lisa. She says that's what was been her beginning stage, so she knows there's room for improvement.
But you know what? I think that is the fun part of looking back at journals. I look at some of the things that I did in the very beginning, and then I look at the work that I do now, and there's a big difference. I mean, some things are still the same. I still make them pretty junky, but I've learned a lot from a lot of different people, and
Mm-hmm.
it really is good when you can look at something and say, "Hey, I'm growing. I'm not staying the same."
Yeah.
And that's where I find that I'm really happy when I can make something turn out good by using different methods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these gel prints aren't perfect, and I didn't intend for them to be, and I could adjust them, but instead, I'm trying to work within and not alter it tremendously, but I want to leave space for
Mm-hmm.
people to be able to write in them. And Lord knows I've got stuff.
Mm. Don't we all, girl? Don't we all?
Doretha, I think I can tell you why I love the junky stuff. It means that I can use stuff that my mother left. It means that I can use stuff that I would have otherwise thrown away. And that is kind of how I was raised. I mean, you use what you got. You don't start asking God for stuff when you got it. You just,
Mm.
need to use what you got. And that kind of reminds me that, I don't need all these things. I don't have to have all those things. I should be able to say, I have all that I need. I may not have all I want, but I definitely have all that I need. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate in that my needs are met, whatever they are. And if I can say that, I can live a good life. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know you didn't come here for a sermon, but that's it in a nutshell. That's your little minglet message for the day. We can do with what we got much more than we think we can.
This is true.
I mean, I look at all the stuff that came from my mama, and then my neighbor. Lord, there was so much stuff that her friends would come and get stuff, and there was still tons of stuff left over that they took to a like a vintage, not vintage, an art. Basically, it's an art studio where you can drop off donations. That artists can come and purchase. So I think that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
When I took my mom's stuff, they didn't have that. I took it to something called the Cricket's Nest, and they basically give it to people that can't afford. They let them
Yeah.
go into the closet and pick out stuff that will make their craft, that they can make crafts with.
Yeah. I know a girlfriend of mine donated her mother's stuff and her stuff because they're having to move. What I did is I went and bought it all and then told her to donate it to the nursing homes in the area,
That was
to the
smart.
care facilities.
Yeah, and one of one of the care facilities near us, they have several artists that come in and work with the residents, and I don't know. I feel like I need to go up there and volunteer, to help people that can't really do it well, because I do have the
Mhm.
patience to do that, but I just have not committed. I don't know if it's because I know I'm not grieving anymore, but
Yeah.
I know that would encounter Alzheimer's patients, and I think that part is a little bit scary. But
Yeah.
if I start feeling more and more like I'm supposed to do it, I will go do it because I know where it comes from.
Yeah. Which is
I'm
true.
sure I didn't just think of that out of the blue. It's and there's quite a few people from my church that are there. That's their residence, so
Yeah.
that's even more of an incentive as to why I should consider it.
Yeah.
I'm digging through some of my things I had cut out of magazines now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna add some stuff that way, trying to mix it up. What is that? Hmm, that might be good. Doretha, I have to tell you, I have gotten a good chuckle out of you going out to your garden because I got to tell you, I had a little surprise. I planted green peas because somebody I watch in the UK planted green peas and they were so prolific and they did so little. I thought, well, that's great. I planted them and they didn't do nothing. I got one little pea pod. And I walked out and I said, are you for real? And then I thought, well, maybe the deer ate them. I told my husband, I said, I don't know if I'm just a bad gardener or what. Everything else grew, but these peas were a disappointment. I fight with the deer.
Oh, you're
They
having to.
they eat everything. They eat my hostas. They will eat anything that appeals to them. So I started putting hot. I tried putting. I tried eggshells. I was told eggshells would discourage them because they don't like the smell. That didn't work. I tried planting garlic. That did not work. I tried putting onions. That didn't work. So I went to the store and I bought some dried red peppers and I told the guy I got them from the ethnic foods section and I said I want to know which one of these is the hottest pepper ever. And he told me, he said this is mucho hot, mucho. Let's see, what was it? He said, I think it's mucho. caliente. I think it's very hot, very hot. And so I brought them home and I put 2 peppers in a big pot of boiling water. And I let that sit for 2 days, seeping up that flavor. And I put it in a spray bottle and went out and sprayed everything. They left it alone.
There you go.
And it was fine until it rained, and then they started eating again. So I said, okay, I got to put oil in it. So the next batch I made, I put oil and I put a little bit of vinegar to preserve it so it lasted longer and I could put it on the shelf. So I sprayed it at my house and I sprayed it at my neighbor's house, and neither one of us has had problems since. They
That's
do not
good.
like it. They don't like it at all. Wednesday. I don't like that one either. Okay, that could work. That's an easy fix.
Oh, Cindy, you're a mess. So if you don't get some Hispanic deer.
Yeah, well, if they're used to hot stuff, I guess I'll have to change my methods. So you put mothballs out. I'll tell you something funny, Doris, about mothballs. I've got something, and I think it's house sparrows because that's what's done it before. But I have some planters on the front porch, and they're hanging. There's 3 across, and they've got cactuses in them. And something is determined to get in there. For a while they were pulling out the cactuses. So I'd go out every morning and there was a cactus laying on the porch. So I put some mothball packets in there. Well, they picked the packets out. So I ordered some fresh ones and I took a bobby pin and stuck through it and then hooked it to the hanger on the pot. So far they haven't been able to get into it. But I told my husband, I said, I want you to set the game cam out there. I want to know what little rascals are getting into this stuff at night. The ones on the porch, it stopped the digging in those, but the planters that are on the porch, on the deck of the porch, but these that are hanging, they're just determined to get into them. And they don't seem to want to give it up. They like them too much.
Try some of this brown. Lisa, we've been at it over an hour already. You believe that?
Really? Time
Yeah.
flies when you're having so much fun.
I know. I looked up and looked and went, goodness, already.
I don't know if y'all have seen, laughing about the deer, they eat everything. We planted some tomatoes one year, and our oldest daughter didn't care that much about it, but the little one, she was so excited when she saw the first tomato, and it was just starting to turn red. And wouldn't you know, not only did they eat the tomato, the red tomatoes, they ate all the green ones and ate it down to where there were no leaves left. They killed it. I said, this is not even funny. So we gave up planting stuff out for a while. But I've got an herb garden, and they don't mess with most of the herbs. I have basil that grows. I have parsley. I have rue, which they're not going to eat that. It'll probably give them a belly ache, a good one. And I've got I planted actually some lettuce this year, and it come up. It wasn't prolific, but hey, we had a salad out of it. And I don't know if it'll keep growing or not, and some spinach, and it didn't do too well. But what I'd like to have is like up on the deck. I would like to have a raised garden bed, but we just don't have the room for it because we got chairs out there. Um, we have a picnic table in storage that needs to come out, but our deck really isn't big enough for it, and it's always been enclosed, so we don't want to ruin it. So many things to consider, I swear. This little sparkly stuff was some of the stuff that came from Miss Pat's house. And now I've got my fingers all nice and sticky.
Yes, Miss Dorothy, we sure will. She's been cycling morning with anxiety and depression in the afternoon for about a week. You've got it, Dorothy, not a problem. I understand that. That cycling, it's horrible. You can be up and ready to go, and then the anxiety hits, and then when the anxiety hits, depression hits, then depression hits, the anxiety gets worse. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Really
it is hard.
Good Lord's got you, girl.
Yeah, it's hard when you deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that's easy. I know. Sometimes I think, well, God, why can't I just have something simple? You know, why does everything have to be so complicated?
Mm-hmm.
And my answer is, each day is a gift.
Yep.
Ooh.
Well,
Teresa, you will be in my prayers, honey.
definitely, girl.
I don't deal with depression. It's just that, I get up every day and it's like, okay, can I use this? Can I use that? What works today and what don't? But both of my children do, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a marriage, with your body. It's just like a marriage. When you say your vows, you say for better or worse. Well, that's what we got. We got it for better or worse, good days and the bad days. So you just have to kind of say, okay, I can handle this. Do you ever take your cutouts and, like, if you're cutting out circles, do you save the scraps?
Yeah.
This is gel prints underneath them.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I had a whole stack of those, and I've used them on different things. They really do turn out pretty neat. All right, let's see if this is dry. Yeah, it's drying pretty fast. Just put a little bit on my fingers. Let's see if that one's dry. Yeah. Amen, Cindy. Amen, Teresa. That is right.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
I'm very thankful that he gives us, the opportunity. And I know it sounds crazy to go through things that are uncomfortable, scary, so that we can learn through it. And then we can look back and say, that was God that did that. There wasn't nothing but God in that. And that goes for when people are hurtful, and you think, well, why does God let people hurt me like that? Why does he allow it? Well, it may not be for us. It may be for them. Maybe they do that because they don't know better. Maybe they do that because they need a relationship with God. And if they had one, they would see things a whole lot differently. These are my prescriptions come with stickers,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always one in the bag that tells me how much my prescription was, so I know what's what.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular one, I had pulled it too tight, and I broke the string on it, so I'm patching the hole with it. But I gel plate them, and you can use
Good.
them for all kinds of stuff, and they turn out really, really pretty.
That's good.
I think I'm gonna make a pocket out of this one on the other side to pull that together. Let me get something stiff here. Ooh, ooh, that's pretty together. Now I just took a piece of tag board, like cardstock, and I
Mm-hmm.
put that sticker over top of it and then trimmed the edges, so I made myself a pocket.
Oh. Cindy says that she would be remiss if she didn't say that it is not what the verse says. What the verse says is we will not be tempted above what we can handle or what we can bear, but he will make a way for us to escape for us.
That's
First
right.
Corinthians
God will make a way.
10:13.
That's a piece of scrap that I did, and
Yeah.
that looks pretty good in there, so I may find me a way of using that piece. Ooh, this might be, this might work nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Look. If I put paper on the back of this, I'll be able to recycle this pretty good. And this one says, "You are gorgeous." And I'm not going to cover that part up. So I'm going to do this one. I'll tear this and slap some glue on it. I still hear that mower going. It'll take him probably 3 hours to mow it.
Well, Miss Lisa, I'm about to call it quits. We've been after it almost over an hour now.
Well, we can certainly call it quits. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Who
What you're
knows?
doing?
Maybe I'll just do something silly like pop on live. You know, I've
Why
never done
don't you?
that.
Why don't you do that?
Who
So
would come and watch me?
that's what we can do. Ladies, Miss Lisa's going to be going on live herself, so I'm going to
We'll
get out of
see
here
what
and
happens.
let her do it.
We'll see if I can make that happen.
Okay, girl.
I'll give it a try.
I will
If
see you
not,
next
I
week
will be
if you're
putting
able
some
to.
videos up soon.
Okay. I'll see you
Bye,
later, Lisa.
Michelle. Thank you for
Bye.
having me today. I enjoyed it.
I did
Love
too.
you
I'll
all.
see you later.
Bye
Bye, y'all.
bye.